There we go, guys. What is up, and welcome back to another episode of the Talk of the Rick Show. If you do not know who I am, then that means you are not subscribed. And if you are not subscribed, you are going to be missing so many great episodes. So hit that subscribe button. Go for it. And I have a feeling tonight is going to be one of my favorite episodes because this wrestler is such a vibe. He's a party. So we just got to bring him right in. Let's give a warm welcome to the dude. Hello.
What's up, dudes? How we doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing all right. Dude's chilling, hanging out.
Awesome. So we gotta hop right in with it. With who or what got you into wrestling?
Wow, right into it. The dude's always been a wrestling fan ever since he was a little dude. So he's always been around, like, the sport. But to actually get into training, it's actually crazy. It's been about a year now since the dude actually kind of got into it. His backstory is, if you ever heard of Peach Festival here in Scranton, Pennsylvania, the dude actually went up and enjoyed it a little too much, ate a little mushroom pizza, and ended up at Backbreakers Training Center. So they were like, hey, with COVID and everything, we can't really kick you out. You're squatting, but, well, we'll let you train. So that's how the dude started training. So it's a pretty crazy story, but I always loved wrestling ever since I was a little dude. So the fire's always been there.
That's amazing. So how long would you say that you trained before you actually got your first match?
It's been about a year and a half I spent training because, like I said, I started right when the COVID happened. So it was like right when the shutdown went on. Yeah, so unfortunately, we had to close the gym for a bit, so the dude was kind of lonely out there by himself. But I still got to work out and train. Shh, don't tell no one, though. You'll get me into trouble. But anyways, the dude was still hanging out, living there at Backbreakers, getting a little bit of extra training until everyone was allowed back in. I got to see my friends, and we started back up. It was an amazing time.
No, definitely. That is amazing. So my dad's in the chat, hyping you up, straight and dude. Obviously.
Thanks, dude.
And so we also have beautiful Buddy Thomas in the chat saying dude because, we killing it. I'm not a fan of Buddy Thomas though, but this is about you. This ain't about him. He's a character himself. But so obviously your vibe is up and bright. It's amazing. So are you like more of the baby face then? Or do you like tend to be a heel sometimes?
The dude's definitely a very, very chill guy, and he definitely brings the positive vibes. So he does get a little angry now and then. It comes out. He catches himself. He chills back down. But dude mostly chills out, and he enjoys his fans. He enjoys interacting with everyone. So I guess you'd call him a big baby face.
Most definitely. So do you have like a dream place that you wish to wrestle in?
Personally, no. It'd just be cool to travel the world, honestly. Like, I'm into the experience and just, like, experiencing different stuff and just, like, living for, like, the now and then. So, like, every time, like, I get into, like, something I feel is cool or, like, I think is neat, I always try to take that experience in and hold it for all it's worth. So, anywhere in the world, pretty much, I would like to work. Just want to travel.
All right. So how did like the dude thing come as a character?
It was pretty organic. It was honestly very organic. Like, I'm a pretty, goofy guy. It's just natural to me. So, I mean, I like to spread positive vibes. I don't like to think of negative. I don't like to be around negative attitudes or negative thinking. Like, I like to be positive. That's just how I am as a person. Like, I always like to think of, like, the silver lining of things and, like, that kind of stuff. So, like, I've always been a positive person, and I've always been a goofy person. Like, I like to make people laugh and have a good time. So I just kind of take that and go to, like, not even, like, 100 or, like, 1,000. Like, it's on a million, bazillion now. So, like, I just like to have fun with it and just do crazy stuff because the crazier, the funner I feel like.
For real. So, has there been a place that you wrestled in and you were like, I really like this place? Like, it could be the fans, the building, whatever. But, like, you were like, I will come back and wrestle here whenever I get the opportunity.
There's been a lot of places like that. Like, I don't know if you ever heard of the Sanctuary. That was really cool to work in Hazleton because of the lighting and the production and everything. Like, the ring is pretty cool. Like, it's very interesting if you know its backstory. I like working my home promotion kind of High Ground Pro Wrestling. I enjoy the fans there. Anywhere the fans are electric and just have fun. Like, I've been so lucky and blessed everywhere I've gone. Like, the fans just seem to get into, like, my matches and all of the show, like the whole show. So like I've been very lucky. Triple WA, RCW, Smash Masters, everywhere I've gone, I've had such a good time, and the fans have had such a great interaction with my matches and just the show in general that I just love it. Like I just feed off of the energy and the electricity of the fans. So I love it. Like the more the fans put into it, the more I like it and I enjoy it and I put back into my matches. So. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah. So I got lost there for a second. So obviously, like, how do you feel about storylines? And like, do you think that's a need in wrestling or just?
Yeah, I think it has its place. Like honestly, I think a good story, like if anything, like whether it be sports, whether it be a movie, like just a good, solid like backstory or just like a good solid plot to it, I think is key. So even if you just put two and two together and you make something out of it, like I find the best like enjoyment out of that. Like, oh, you just kind of worked with someone and you didn't expect anything, and then all of a sudden you got something. Like that's kind of some of the best things to like work with. But I think storytelling is pretty key, and I enjoy it.
Yeah, definitely. You remind me a lot of Matt Riddle, so that's why I'm like, oh, this is gonna be good because Matt Riddle's my favorite.
Yeah, I get that vibe a lot.
Definitely. So, is there any like we're gonna go with like the WWE side? Is there anyone on WWE or even AEW that like you have your eye on and would love to face them if you ever got the chance?
Honestly, I think me and Orange Cassidy would be a really fun match. Like,
Okay.
I don't even know. Yeah, I don't even know where that would go, but I would just enjoy the ride. Like, I think that would be a really fun match. And then just honestly, just to get in the ring with Seth Rollins, that would be like a dream come true. Like, I think he's so great and so amazing. Yeah, for real. Like, it'd be awesome to like work him. So those are like my two top for sure.
Good. Yeah. So if a fan came up to you at like Smash Wrestling or wherever and was like, I want to do what you're doing, I want to be a dude, how do I become a dude? How do I become a wrestler? What advice could you give them?
Just be yourself, dude. Honestly, like if you want to be a wrestler, then just put in the hard work. Go find your local promotions. Just do your research and try to find a school that fits you and works with you best. And just put whatever you can into this business, honestly, because that's how I feel. Like the more you put into this business and the more you put into like your craft, the more it gives you. So like if you put 110%, it'll give you 130% back. Like it's amazing. Like so just put as much effort and much energy as you can. And there's going to be days where you're just tired and grinding and you just don't want to do it, and you just kind of keep pushing through. And one of those, it'll be an epiphany one day, and you'll just be, aha. And once you get that moment, it's just like amazing, honestly.
Oh yeah, it's a lot to work for, but at the end of it, it's a good thing. Wrestling's amazing. It's fun. Like that's me trying to get on a bedtime schedule. I'm like, I can't do this, and I'd be like, oh well, sleep is good. So I mean,
yeah, for sure, you definitely need your sleep, but the dude ignores sleeping all the time.
you do a lot of partying?
Well, the dude's up all times of the day. We'll just say that. That's for sure.
Okay. So, do you have merch? And if so, like, how does that come up? Like, how do you design your merch?
The dude does have like one T-shirt. He's very bad at this side of the business. Like it was very basic, and it's just kind of the shirt I wear. Another person for me, Nathaniel. Thank you very much. He designed the logo, and I just kind of took it and put it on a shirt. So I do kind of owe you some royalty, dude. But we'll take it up with the Big Don. I gave him enough business, so I think we're pretty square, Nathaniel. But anyways, the dude went on a side tangent. But he's got a lot of good friends that help him out, so he was very lucky. And more merch is on the way to all the fans that are asking the dude about his merch. He is very, very bad at getting it. It's very, very bad. I'm very sorry. But more is on the way. Trust me. I'm very sorry, but I am working on it. The dude is working on his merch.
So, like, out of all your wrestling fans, yeah, is there, out of all of your wrestling friends, have you, like, the ones that you worked with in the ring, is there any that, like, you always love working with? Like, you love their style, you love how you two just get along great in the ring?
Honestly, whenever I get to work with my friends, it's always a blast. Like, for real, because we always train with each other and stuff like that, so we're kind of used to it. But, like, honestly, I have magic matches with my friends, like Nathaniel Cunningham, Donnie Bambino, Samuel Thompson, Ricky Price, J.S. Hawthorne. Like, we've had some good matches, and it's just, like, that chemistry, like, in the ring, like, it just comes to you. And it's just so fun. Like, I love working them. Damon Dante's another one that comes to mind. I only work them in, like, what seems to be triple threats. But hopefully we get to work a single sometimes. Like, that'd be some fun.
Yeah. So do you, like, prefer to have singles matches, or do you, like, enjoy, like, the triple threats or, like, the tag teams or any of that sort?
It's all fun, honestly. Like, every match is different, and it's always, like, challenging, I feel like, because you're always with someone different, or you're always, like, in a different mode of maybe the story mode, or, like, you're always trying to do something different. So I feel like every match is different, and it's almost like a work of art. Like, you're out there maybe you just did one brush stroke, and, like, you don't know where that's going, and you picked blue, and all of a sudden you picked red, and then all of a sudden you got the American flag out of nowhere, and you didn't even know you were doing it. Like, it's stuff like that. Like, it's just like putting in a recipe and seeing what comes out. Like, it's very fun.
For real. So, like, out of everything in wrestling, what would you say is the hardest part for you as a wrestler?
The hardest part for me, honestly, is just controlling my energy. Well, I'm just such a ball of energy, and I'm just, like, always on to the next thing that, like, the dude needs to kind of slow down and be a little bit more methodical instead of just rushing into things, because he seems to be getting caught up in being doing stupid stuff that maybe if he calms down, takes a breath, and analyzes the situation, maybe he'll come up with a better solution. But right now, the dude's just kind of running into things, and he needs to figure this out. So I think that's the biggest negative in my game right now. The dude needs to kind of chill out.
For real. I think I'm the fan version of you. I'm loud. I'm crazy at these shows. I don't think I've been to a show just yet that you wrestled at, but, like, I've seen your work on Instagram. I've seen all, like, the clips from Smash Wrestling and everything. So I think you are the wrestler version of me, because, like, my dad can even say at these shows, I'm crazy loud. People come to me like, how do you scream that loud? How do you still have your voice? I'm like, I don't know. It just comes naturally.
I love that. Honestly, like, we perform for that reaction. Like, whether you're booing or you're cheering, like, trust us. Like, we're working for those reactions. So for you to react in that way, like, we're working towards that. So it's almost like a reassurance of kind of what we're doing is working to kind of keep going. And plus, like, that energy, like, I personally feed off of it. Like, I love when people yell and scream and get into my matches, because, like, it gets me into my matches. Like, when I'm down and out and I'm hearing, dude, like, it's pumping me up. And it reminds me that I'm not just fighting for myself. Like, I'm fighting for my fans out there. And they're cheering me on. And I don't want to disappoint them. So, like, I love it when people get into it. Like, honestly, like, it's the best.
For real. So you just had a match recently. How, like, out of all your matches, has there been one that, like, you really thought, like, wow, this was an amazing, like, obviously you say all of them were amazing, but has there been one that, like, stood out to you?
Honestly, I'm kind of the opposite. Like I always come back and think my matches are really bad. Like I'm a positive person, but I'm also a perfectionist. So like I'll point out my negatives and my flaws in my matches, even though some people might not pick up on it. I do. So I'll come back and I'll be like, oh man, I missed this. I think that stunk. Like, oh, I did this. I should have done that. So I'm always like three negatives, but then people got to always calm me down and be like, hey, no, that was pretty good. And then like when I sit back and watch it back, like I do be like, okay, those are some good matches. Like I've had some good matches with J.S. Hawthorne, Sam Thompson, Ricky Price. Like my match with Ricky Price was such a good match, and unfortunately I had to stop due to my stupidity and something I did that was stupid. But we were having such a good match that like I was enjoying every moment of it.
Yeah, so like you're a positive person, but you still tend to have like self critics, and like you're like, I did that and I could have done that differently. But then people are like, hell nah, you were great out there.
Yeah, because I just want to have like there's no such thing as a perfect match, and I'm always like searching for that. But I think even like professionals, like they'll say to you like, hey, I didn't do this right, or like I messed this up. Like as small as it may be, like you want to go out there and perfect it. Like at least I do. Like that's how like I see it. So like I'm always critiquing my matches and thinking like I could do better. Like okay, I might think a match is really good, but I can also feel like it could be better. Like I could do 10 to 3 things better.
Yeah.
Ranting.
All good, all good. So, like, if you had to choose, like, WWE or AEW, like, they asked you to be on the roster full time at the same exact time, which one would you take?
Oh, that's a hard hitting question. The dude would probably pick AEW, honestly. Like, I feel like everybody wants to go to WWE, and that's kind of like the major leagues, and like I feel like that too. Like when you grow up watching WWE, and like eventually I'd like to get there. But for right now, like the roster that AEW has, like I feel like I'd have like a lot of fun matches in there, and like I could do a lot of fun things, and like I feel like your character is more free. Like you could kind of control what your character does a little bit more, and I would enjoy that, and I feel like my personality would mesh a lot with like some of their personalities, so I feel like it would be really fun there. Although I would really enjoy WWE, and I'd just be lucky to be anywhere.
Yeah, definitely. So I actually had Stan Styles on the podcast before, and you've had a match with him. How was that?
The Cream World Order. Yeah, that was a fun match. That was another name I left off, honestly.
Yeah.
Like he was kind of like when I faced him, he was in like a scrambler I was in, and then eventually I got to face him one-on-one. But when I was in a scrambler with him, this was like kind of one of the first times I was still brand new, and he was one of those names I kind of knew around the scene. I was kind of excited to work with because I felt like his character. Like first off, that scrambler in itself I thought was fun with like me, Abs, the Burglar, and then him and AJ Ever. Like it was just so much fun, like just being in it, and then just the shenanigans, and then just like the creaminess selling the pants. This is just madness. It was just so much fun working him. And I work him any day. Like it was really fun and easy.
He's a lot to take in. Like when he came on, he had like the shaker thing. He had the whipped cream. I was like,
oh yeah,
interesting.
It's a lot, but it's so fun, honestly. Like, it's just craziness what he'll think of, and I just roll it with it. I'll be like, yeah, oh, yeah, that's great. Yeah, of course. Like Goofy, yeah, I love it. Like, so it was really easy to work him and so much fun.
Yeah, and it's like, that's the good thing about wrestling, because, like, fans be coming in, like, especially if it's their first time, they have no idea what it is, and they'll be like, oh, there's whipped cream involved? Oh, there's a hippie. No, guys, that's not a hippie. That's the dude. Get it right.
Yeah, for sure. And it's not just some cream or like just some pants. You know, those pants hurt. Like, and plus they get in your eyes. You don't know what you're doing. Like, there's strategy to it. Like, that guy has a plan. It might be a little awkward to some people, but I mean, heck, it works most of the time.
Yeah. So do you think it's gonna be like, because you're still like not new, but you're still getting into like the whole wrestling thing. Do you think it's gonna be a mindset thing or like a injury thing that causes you to like retire?
Oh, I don't even know. Like you said, like, I'm still so new into it. Like, I don't even think about it. Like, I just like going out and I just enjoy it way too much right now. Like, going out there once my music hits and like the adrenaline, it's just such a rush. So like, I'm just taking it honestly one day at a time, one training session at a time, one match at a time. So like, wherever I go, whatever this journey leads, it leads. But I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy the ride and just see what happens. Because honestly, it's just something I didn't expect to fall in love with. So like, once I hit that curtain for the first time and like the adrenaline was rushing and like I was actually in the match, and then coming back and like that adrenaline and that high didn't leave for like another good hour, like 3 hours. Like, I didn't sleep till like 4 o'clock in the morning that morning because I was just so up and like just amped up about it. So like, just until that goes away and the butterflies, like, I think I'm just gonna keep doing it and see what happens because I just enjoy it way too much.
Yeah, honestly, and like everyone started as a fan, and everyone then like if they get involved in the business, then they turn into like professional wrestlers or professionals, whatever you want to call it. So, do you ever find yourself still being a fan? Like if you get to like see a Hall of Famer or like some big wrestler, be like, oh my god.
Oh, of course. Of course. I even catch it with like small stuff, like a fan might ask me for something or like they want an autograph or a high five, and like it's just small interactions like that. Sometimes I think like, okay, like when I was a little kid, like there was someone like that to me. Like, I liked to go watch like wrestling and like sports, and like I always looked up to somebody and like heroes and stuff like that. Like, there was always someone I tried to like like copy or like imitate. So like, there was always someone in my life. So like, sometimes when like I catch that, I'm like, oh whoa, that I really am a big deal to someone like that. And like, not to say in a cocky way, it just catches me off guard, and it's like, holy crap, like it just brings me back down to earth, and it just like, it bodies me. It just like the energy that people give me and like the positivity, like I just can't be, I'm not thankful enough. Like, I appreciate it all the time. Like, thank you guys, everybody that supports me. I really do appreciate it because like, it's crazy to me. It really is.
No, yeah, and like you said you didn't want to sound cocky, but being in the wrestling industry, go ahead, be like, yeah, I'm a bad bitch. I'm doing this. I'm killing it, and I don't need nobody. You don't even need anybody's advice or opinions. Well, advice is always good, but opinions, you keep your opinions to yourself. If it's negative, because I already know I'm doing great.
Yeah, I mean, I always take people's opinions and their words, and like, because it's always a fresh thought and like a fresh
Yeah.
like set of eyes. So like, whether you take it or not, and like you use some of their opinions, I always listen to people's advices and opinions. Whether you use it or not is up to you. But I'm always open to like people's feedback, because there's sometimes like, even in the moment I think like, okay, whatever, dude, and then like 2 minutes later I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh, I think that guy's right. So yeah, I always like listen to people's opinions, because you never know.
Yeah, because someone will be like, "Oh my god, your match was terrible," and then you'll be like, "Was it really that bad?" And then you look at it, it wasn't that bad. But sometimes advice is good, sometimes it's bad. So depends on how it is. You take it or you leave it.
For sure, for sure.
So is there anything like? Do you have a specific routine that you do before you come out the curtain?
A little bit, yeah. Nothing like, I'm not superstitious, but I'm a little stitious.
Yeah.
Like once I hear my music hits, like I kind of get in the zone. Like, I let it play out, and there's like a certain spot I like to like always come in at and kind of do the same thing. But like once like I kind of get to like the curtain and I hear that music hit, I take a nice little deep breath or two, kind of get in the zone, close my eyes, and then just go right into it. Like that second before you hit the curtain I don't know if it's for everyone, but for me, it's like such a personal, like little moment because it's like that little switch, regardless of like if you're always in like that mode or not. Like that's where you gotta be in that mode. Like that next movement, you're in it. So like for me, like to get into that mindset, like I love it because like it's just a crazy feeling and that adrenaline once you hit the curtain, whether it's cheers or boos, even though I don't experience a lot of boos, the cheers, it's just so amazing. Like I'm so grateful. Like I don't get the other side, so I don't get that mentality. So I'm so lucky that when I hit, like everybody gets to cheer me and I get that positivity because the dude feeds off of it.
Yeah, definitely. So how do you come up with your merch, or is it like super easy, laid back kind of thing?
My merch?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you said? Oh, the dude's bad with his merch. Like I said, I think I only have one basic T-shirt design right now. I'm working on a few, but I'm not too best at that part. That's kind of like out of all of like my like this business, that's probably my weakness. Like that and like social media. Like the dude's not good at the actual business part. So like I'm not good at that. I kind of live the gimmick.
Yes. So like your merch, you're not great with it. But like, so your gear, is
Yeah.
it like a little crop top? Like what your ring gear, I guess, that you could come out in?
The dude wears a nice cutoff of his merch. So it's like his T-shirt merch that I just cut the sleeves off because the dude doesn't like sleeves. They just kind of get in the way. And then I have some nice groovy pants that I like to wear and some boots. The dude kind of keeps it casual. You know, I like to breathe, you know, when I wrestle. So, but I think I need a belt because my pants are always falling down. So people are always telling me like, hey, dude, like you need a belt. Like your pants are always falling down. So it's crazy, but yeah.
And I guess that's what
Very
makes it
basic.
fun. There's a wrestler, his name is Timothy Theory. And like he always his gear, his bottoms, he only wears bottoms and they always be coming down. I'm like, yo, man, you gotta do something. There's kids in the audience.
Yeah, keep it G, dude. Oh, PG, but oh.
Yeah, like, okay, a little PG is okay, but we don't gotta go see in your whole moon or anything.
Yeah, no one wants to see none of that. Keep it PG, bro.
So you said you like all types. You love wrestling, but like, how do you feel about like intergender wrestling, male versus female? I mean, Adina Steele is one that she faces everybody. So how do you feel about that?
Well, I think it's badass, honestly. Like, I I wouldn't mind like getting in with like intergender. Like honestly, like nowadays I think like females could do anything males could do pretty much. Like Rhea Ripley, I'm pretty sure would beat my ass any day. That dude's kind of afraid of her, so like I think I'd have to go into a little sparring training, get myself into a fighting camp for her. Bianca Belair is like another one. Like some of these girls out here, like they're ridiculous. Like they're like coming out here and they're putting in just as much work as the guys. So like hats off to them. Like the dude's afraid of some of them. I'll just say it like that. Like he's seen Adina Steele up and close and personal, and that's one person the dude would not mess with too much. So just so you know, no personal feelings, Adina. Hope you're doing all right. Dude has no beef with you.
Right. Just taking it back a notch when it comes to in the ring. But no, yeah, I definitely love Rhea Ripley. I love Dominic Mysterio is so hated, but I absolutely love him. I love his whole gimmick of going to jail. It's hilarious to me.
Oh yeah, it was great. Like I think that was one of the best things to happen to him was like getting teamed up with Rhea because it kind of really helped his career. He was able to like kind of play off of her, and honestly, I think that really helped her career too because it established her almost like that China figure, like that badass, sexy mommy figure. So like she'll kick your ass, but she's pretty hot doing it. So like you kind of don't mind, but at the same time you're kind of getting choked out. So like, yeah,
exactly.
I get it.
If anybody says they don't like Rhea Ripley, that's a lie because everybody loves Rhea Ripley.
For real, she's like on a hot streak right now. Like she can't be hated. Like it's awesome, and everything she does is gold. Like honestly, like she's on fire. So good for her, and she's worked so hard for it. So she deserves it, and a lot of the girls and people out there deserve it. Like Bianca Belair and Asuka and all of them, like they're all worthy of it. So I'm glad that they're finally getting their shine and like kind of getting spotlighted and getting main events and stuff like this. Like it's a long time coming and overdue. So good for them.
No, yeah, most definitely. And like we said about the whole storyline thing, and like a popular storyline right now is the whole like bloodline thing. Are you a fan? Are you not a fan?
The dude acknowledges. He acknowledges his tribal chief. That's one I would love to wrestle Roman Reigns too. Like I think he's like GOAT status right now. Like everything he does is like gold too. Like he can't miss. Like even with this bloodline storyline, how everyone's like, oh, Cody should have won. Like, oh, it's dead. No, he just proved that it's back and it's better than ever. Like I love everything they're doing with it. Him, Solo, the Usos, Paul Heyman is like low key one of the best like actors. Like his facial expressions are like spot on sometimes, and he makes the story like if he doesn't make some of those facials, like it doesn't come off as like authentic sometimes.
Yeah, because like
so I love everything they do.
Yeah, there are some managers that'll just stand there, especially in the indies. They don't say anything. They don't acknowledge him. But Paul Heyman, like previously watching Money in the Bank, and like the whole things with the Usos pinning him, Paul Heyman's face was like he's seen a ghost. He was like what just happened? It was hilarious.
And it really put over that like Roman got pinned because like he hasn't been pinned in forever. So like it really put over that, hey, this can really happen and anything can happen. So watch out. Like you're not that safe. You're not indestructible.
Yeah.
So like it's small details that really put stuff over.
No, yeah, and especially being like the Usos to do it and not like Cody Rhodes or something. It is like, damn, you just got beat by your family. How do you feel?
Yeah, especially when you just been beating them down your whole life. Like you were kind of like the it guy. Like I come from a family of 3 brothers, so like I kind of get that. Like, hey, you know, like the people don't want to mention favoritism, but sometimes it happens. Like, and it's not on purpose. Like they just tend. It's just some things tend to happen to them people. Like to people. So I could see some animosity building up, and like that's real life heat sometimes. Like hey, like why does this one always get to do stuff? So like I loved everything they done because like to me it's not I'm really close with my brothers and we don't have beef, but like I mean I could see where some of them coming from like being the middle child, you know, getting that middle child syndrome. Like I could feel like getting passed over and always being like, hey, what about me? Like we grind too. So I'm just interested in everything they do. I'm ranting about it, but that's how much I love it.
Yeah, definitely. So AEW has more of the style of like weapons and stuff, while WWE doesn't have that much. So do you like those like, well, let's say, do you like death matches or weapons matches or like crazy matches? Or are they not really your thing?
Yeah. No, yeah, the dude grew up into the ECW stages, so I remember those days. I don't think you have to do crazy as long as it's like fits your story. Like yeah. I get it, like going out there and just kind of doing some stuff. It's kind of wild, but like if it fits the stories, like you said, like sometimes like to really push it and really get over that point, like you gotta get there. Cause like that's the emotion that you're trying to portray. Like, hey, it's getting to the point where fighting and punching this dude in the face isn't enough. Like, yeah, I want to grab that baseball bat. Cause how many times in life do you want to grab a baseball bat and put it in someone's face, but you know you're gonna go to jail if you do it. So you kind of can't. Like wrestling's kind of that one place where you're like, hey, these rules kind of don't apply to you. Go out and have some fun. So people kind of take advantage of it. So I kind of get it, taking some aggression out. But at the end of the day, too, you know, it is a competition, and we are, you know, in there competing. And the dude doesn't want to send people to the hospital. Sometimes he'll have to if he has to defend himself. But at the end of the day, it's not like he's out there looking to put people in their graves. He's not a murderer, but, you know, at the end of the day, he's going to protect his.
No, right? I like wrestling is kind of like you could be going through like the worst week of your life, but once you go to that wrestling show, it is going to change because like everyone's open arms. It's so much fun. There was a show I was at like a few months ago, whatever, and I'm pretty sure it was Alpha and Havoc, I think, and it was like a weapons match, and like I had a stop sign, so that was like the best thing ever. I was like, hell yeah, and like. There were some crazy weapons. Like someone brought a plunger, Tic Tacs, thumbtacks. I was like, oh, okay. It's crazy, but
yeah.
okay.
That sounds like fun stuff. Dude would get into that kind of stuff, but like I said, it's got to fit the storyline. Like, if we get there, like, let's get there and really do it. Because I'm a person that goes all in. Like, if we're going to do it, like, let's do it. So,
yeah.
like, it's either 100 or nothing.
Yeah, right? And it's like a lot of like the tall or buff wrestlers like Alpha or like there's a wrestler called Wrecking Ball Lurkersky or something. I like they look so like they look like they could be heels. And like I'm always so afraid of them, but they're the nicest people ever. Like they be doing the crazy matches. I'm like, it's for you, but it ain't for me. And if you bleeding, you staying over there because I'm not a fan of blood. It's absolutely not. So you said you're not that great with social media, but if people want to try and find you on social media, where can they find you at?
You can go to Instagram. The dude's Instagram is thedude42091 because that's his birthday. The dude got very lucky there. You know, he loves being a tourist, so.
Right, you were just bored right into that. That your character from the start was amazing.
Oh yeah, it was gifted. It was meant to be. Or you could go to Facebook. The dude is known as TD Dudley. That's his actual name. So you can look him up.
There you go. And do you have any upcoming shows or matches that you'll be at?
In August, the dude will be wrestling Fletcher Young at High Ground Pro Wrestling. So get ready for that because Fletcher Young cut the dude's hair without his permission. That's his personal property, dude. The dude's a little aggravated about this. Yeah. He got hurt. Long story short, he got hurt. Dude doesn't really know how, but he broke his hand. Couldn't wrestle him. I think it was a little bit of a cop-out, but we won't go there. Dude has to wrestle Samuel Thompson. Out of nowhere, Fletcher Young wasn't minding his business. Decided to hit the dude with his cast and then cut his hair. Dude's very upset still, so he can't wait to get his hands on Fletcher Young. So wait until August 12th. The dude's going to get his hands on Fletcher Young, hair versus hair. The dude's cutting that hair. He's been practicing shaving, buzzing hair. So get ready, Fletcher Young, because you're going to be bald. The dude's got a wig for you. Don't worry. He's got you, dude. Sorry. Do want a little rant there.
Hell yeah. Now that's not going to be a show I'm missing. I don't care. I will try everything to be there. I always say I'm going to go to a show and like something crazy happens and I end up not being able to go. But if this guy's getting a haircut, we got to see it.
The dude is motivated. I keep a lock with me. The lock that he cut off, I kept it with me in my bag as a memory. It's not in my head, but the dude remembers. It's always on my mind. Dude is a peaceful person. He doesn't like revenge. But trust me, the dude is out for revenge. That was private property. You don't touch his private property, dude. Sorry,
exactly.
The dude is ranting, see? He gets a little aggravated. All right, where were we?
Exactly. You ain't never touch anybody's hair. That's drawing.
Yeah.
So other than like AEW and WWE, is there any like other, like you said you'll be open to wrestle anywhere, but is there any other like company that you have your eyes on and would gladly go if they ever invited you in?
Yeah, pretty much anywhere, like MLW, like New Japan, like Impact, like NWA, like it doesn't even matter. Like even local promotions, like just hit the dude up, TD Dudley, or just hit up my my Instagram, the dude 420 1991. The dude or 91, not 1991, 91. So the dude's willing to work anybody anywhere. He's just trying to get some reps and get better at this. So anywhere, anytime, any place, the dude is willing to wrestle.
Exactly. So you take it day by day and you get better from there.
Exactly. More reps, the better.
So thank you so much for coming on. That is all I have.
Wow.
Make sure y'all be giving the dude a follow because I told you, he a vibe, he a party, he's amazing. Make sure you're going and buying his merch so he can make some more merch. Sell him out. So buy all his merch and then buy some more merch.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. It was a blast. It was a pleasure. I had so much fun. And the dude will come on anytime. Just let him know.
Awesome. Thank you so much. You all have a great night. Till next time.